Alright, hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Casey, and today's reading is all about what concrete steps do you need to make right now in order to achieve your goals and your desires. So if you have something that you've been trying to manifest, like a certain career goal, or getting that job that you want, or maybe for others, it's like getting to what you consider success within like your family or with your partner. Maybe for you, it's like you're on a certain journey and you want to manifest this new car or something like that. Whatever it is that you want, what we're looking at here today in these cards is what steps, 1, 2, 3, do you need to take in order to get you closer to achieving that goal? And we're going to be doing it linearly. So like, what do you do now? What do you do after that's done? And what do you do after that is done? So hopefully it'll give you a clear picture of where to move from here if you're feeling a little lost. You're not sure what your next steps are, but you really want to achieve this goal that you have. So today I have 3 different readings for you to choose from. We have pile 1 with a determination card, pile 2 with the passion card, and pile 3 with the energy card. So go ahead and pause, figure out which pile you feel most drawn to. There will be timestamps down the description box below so you can quickly jump to whichever reading that you want to listen to. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, pile 1, if you are drawn to, the determination card. Sorry, I'm all over the place this morning. This is the reading for you. Now I want to start by saying that I can see very clearly just looking at these cards that this is going to be about those of you who have been trying to manifest a partner into your life, a romantic relationship of some kind. So if you were looking for a career reading, or this isn't something that you're really interested in, you might want to go back to the beginning and choose a different card. But for those of you who have been trying to manifest a certain partner or a certain romantic relationship, I actually see that there are some concrete things that you can do right now to get closer to that goal. And it's not going out and trying to attract people, going out and trying to go on dates, because I think that you yourself are somebody that can naturally attract people to you. Now, it's good to socialize, of course, and, get eyes on you so people can actually notice you and stuff like that. But it seems like there's some internal work that needs to be done before you can properly enter into a relationship or even begin to attract certain people. Because I think for a long time you've been dealing with a lot of insecurities and maybe not giving back to yourself in ways that matter. And when you start giving back to yourself, when you start working on different aspects of your life, and I'll break this down more for you, that is when you're going to start to shine and people are going to take notice, and that's when people will start coming forward. But if you're dealing with a lot of insecurities, maybe you're not giving back to yourself in your life, you're not building yourself up, somebody might walk by and they might not even notice you because you've got your head down, you're not really putting on a show, But like I said, we're going to do steps 1, 2, 3 of what you need to do to get to where you want to go. So, starting with step 1, you have trust and judgment. And the judgment card, if you don't know tarot, is all about like a judgment moment, or a moment that something is destined to happen, something is meant to happen. It's like with the justice card, it's like the scales have been tipped one way for too long. It's inevitable that it's going to go back the other way. So you're being asked to, first of all, trust and have faith that there is a relationship out there for you. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. It's not that nobody's attracted to you. If you've been in a dry spell, if maybe there haven't been a lot of callers around you, eventually it is meant to happen. You are not meant to be alone forever. And I feel like you might have this fear where you're like, what if it's just there's something wrong with me and nobody wants me? That's not the truth. Something that I'll tell you that I learned, that, maybe you'll believe this, maybe not, but it's something that I genuinely do believe is, if you believe in the universe, you believe that the universe has lessons to teach us. The best way for the universe to teach us lessons is through other people, through experiences with other people. And so if you've been in this spell for a long time where you are quote unquote alone, or you don't have a partner, you are not meant to be that way forever. The universe does not benefit from you being alone forever. It's probably that you are meant to have this time alone for a reason, and maybe it's this learning process that I'm going to talk about that you are meant to have before you encounter this next suitor or this next romantic relationship. So the first step that you're being asked to do is just trust in the universe, trust that there is somebody out there for you, that a relationship is coming, trust that it is inevitable, and that I feel like that'll help you take a lot of the worry and stress off of yourself and looking at yourself and saying, what's wrong with you that nobody wants to come around? What's wrong with you that, we're not getting hit on or that we're not going on dates? And you're doing the wrong thing by saying that. If anything, that's just going to put you down more. There is a valid reason that you're not in a relationship right now. There is a valid higher reason. And it's nothing to do with you as a person. And everything to do with, there is divine timing to things. There is still stuff that has to happen first. And I'm going to get into that. But the best thing that you can do right now is trust that there is a relationship out there for you. There's nothing wrong with you. And those scales that are unbalanced will become balanced eventually. There is somebody that will come to you. So the next step that we have here, and this is the concrete stuff that I think that you can do, is all about self-love, self-growth, basically making yourself somebody that people want to acquire, that people look at and are like, oh my God, they're out of my league. And I feel like you might look at yourself and you're like, how do I even do that? How do I become somebody like, I've never been out of people's league? And that's where you want to start. You want to start with your confidence. And so some things that I'll recommend to you is, well, first of all, ask yourself, what is a desirable person? What is somebody that others find attractive? And the biggest thing is confidence. I want you to look, this is kind of a funny example, but there was this guy on TikTok a long time ago that was not conventionally attractive at all. And he was talking about oh God, what's the word? It's woman's point of view or, the female gaze. And he was like, I know the female gaze, so therefore I'm very attractive. And people clowned on him, he was actually really cringe. But he was right. It's true that even if you're not conventionally attractive, which I'm not saying you are, but I want to point out to some examples, is there are people out there who are not conventionally attractive, but have such strong charisma and confidence that people can't help but be attracted to them. Look at Jack Harlow. If you know Jack Harlow, the singer, if he wasn't confident, if he didn't know how to dress, if he didn't know how to talk to people, he would just be the average looking guy that you see at the gas station. There's nothing special about his looks, but he has girls in his comments always being like, oh my God, he's so fine. And Aubrey Plaza, which she is very attractive, but I just want to point out, if she didn't have that kind of personality that everybody was so attracted to, she'd probably just be kind of average. And no hate on her, I think that she's a very attractive woman, but the same goes for anybody. The most attractive thing is personality and confidence. That can sway you no matter how you look. So if you've been feeling down about I'm just not attractive, it means nobody's gonna like me. Absolutely not. There's a lot of things that you can work on, and looks are one of them, to be quite honest. There's always things that you can do for looks, but the biggest thing that you want to be doing right now is bolstering your personality, bolstering your confidence. So I'm actually going to point you in the direction of a few different podcasters. Maybe you'll like them, maybe not, but they are very confident people, and if anything, it might be good to just kind of study them, emulate them, figure out how they became confident like that. So Leo Skeppy, he has a podcast called Aware and Aggravated, probably one of the most confident people on the earth. You cannot shake that man's confidence. And he actually has a lot of podcast episodes about confidence. And specifically, the thing that I like about his podcast is he actually gives you concrete things that you can do. He doesn't just explain why he is the way he is. He's like, you can do this and you can do this, and this will get you from A to B. So I encourage you to check out his podcast. I know his personality isn't for everybody, but you can't deny that that is a confident-ass man. And then there's this girl on YouTube. Her name is The Wizard Liz. Personally, I wasn't super into her videos, but I know a lot of people are, and she talks a lot about confidence and attractiveness and how to achieve that, how to attract people. So I highly encourage you to check them out, or maybe do your own scouting, find who works for you, because there's a lot of people online who talk about this sort of stuff. I promise you'll find somebody like that. So some other things that you can do is, with this comfort card, you have the Seven of Cups. And when you look at the Seven of Cups, it has all these different shining cups. And I feel like you've had this very narrow vision of who you need to be in order to be in a relationship or to be attractive. And it's looks good. No, this person has 7 different cups, 7 different aspects of them that are glowing. And every aspect of your life can be glowing. So think about start investing in your hobbies, what you love. When people talk about what they're passionate about and what they love, they kind of glow, and you can't help but be like, oh my God, like it's infectious. So focus on things that you love to do. Let yourself glow. Let it shine through how happy you are because you're investing in your happiness. And then start investing in your health. You don't have to exercise to have a certain body type, but do it to be healthy. Do it to show that you care about yourself and are investing in yourself, that you're willing to do something difficult to maintain your health and maintain who you want to be. Maybe have a good schedule. Show that you put a lot of work into your career. That's going to show that you care a lot about your life, or you want to go with your life. That's going to make you very attractive to other people. If you see somebody who's really attractive, but they have no prospects in life, they don't care about the direction that they're going, they're very timid, are they actually attractive? No, maybe they're conventionally attractive, maybe, to be quite honest, maybe they're a good lay, but it doesn't necessarily mean that there's somebody that a lot of people are going to want to acquire and are going to want to pursue. Now, maybe that's controversial, but I think it's true, and I think the best thing that you could be doing for yourself right now is giving back to all these different aspects of your life. If you're unhappy with how you look, maybe try out a different hairstyle. Maybe try on, I don't know, different clothes. Maybe change up your wardrobe so that you have clothes that actually fit you better. Like me personally, over the past year or so, I've been revamping my wardrobe. I mean, you can see my arms. I'm a pretty skinny person, and I used to always wear like really baggy clothes because that's just what the trend was at the time, but I never knew how to dress for my proportions. I never knew how to dress, what I actually like. And then I started trying out, baby tees, like smaller t-shirts and things that actually fit my proportions. And I'm way more confident in my body, way more confident in my looks, and I love my wardrobe, and all those baggy shirts are just PJs now. So I encourage you, look up online how to dress for your proportions, how to properly build a closet around you instead of around the current trends at the time. Get staple pieces, it doesn't have to be like a super expensive, like you change out everything in your closet. Just get a few pieces here and there that, are maybe like a neutral color that you can add into different outfits that make you feel more confident. It can be things as simple as like a perfume that when you wear it, you like walk with your head higher. Maybe even, like I said, working on your posture. Maybe that's something that you could do. All of these things are going to contribute to not only making you feel more confident, but making you more attractive. Like these are things that you can actively work on that are in your power. If you start thinking like attractiveness is only an external thing, it's only how I look and my facial features, you're going to think like it's hopeless. There's nothing I can change about it. Especially there's a big stigma around like you can just work out and get whatever body you want. That's not necessarily true for everybody. Different body types, different metabolism. There are certain people that need to work 10 times as hard as somebody else to get to the same body weight. So I wouldn't say like that's something that you just need to just get up off your ass and go work out. Like I recognize how difficult that is, but there are other things that you can do to make yourself more confident, make yourself more attractive that aren't just things like your body or your face, So, really think about that and don't discourage yourself. Like, look for instance at Jack Harlow. If that man did not have Riz, he would be ugly. Like, no offense. But, I mean, he wouldn't be ugly, but he would be very average looking. You know what I'm saying? So, really allow yourself to have this idea that, oh, okay, I do have control over this. I can make myself very attractive. And in the process, it's going to make you feel a lot better. You're not going to feel like you have to rely on other people because you're giving back to yourself so much. Your whole life is going to be so full because every aspect of your life is being taken care of by you. It's going to make you feel independent. It's going to make you feel powerful. It's going to make you feel confident. And that's when you're not even thinking about other people. That's when they're attracted to you. That's when they're like, damn, they're living a good life. How do I get in on that? How do I get close to that person? And that's actually the third step that we have here, is not to go out seeking other people, to try to like hand out your resume per se and be like, hey, this is me. Are you interested? No. When you're shining, when you're standing in your power, in this confidence, when every aspect of you is polished up. I mean, look at this man on the Seven of Cups. He's just staring in awe up at all of these beautiful cups. That's you. And when you're shining like that, that's when love and this Ace of Wands, which is all about passion, and this might be a little inappropriate, but you look at the Ace of Wands and you know what that looks like. Like, that's when all this attraction, that's when this love is going to come in for you. So it's not about you seeking it out. It's not about you changing yourself in ways that are uncomfortable. It's about giving back to yourself in ways that make you happier, in ways that make you more confident. That is what makes a person attractive. And that is what's going to get you what you want. That's what's going to get you these partners. That's what's going to get you this romantic relationship. And something that you might not even realize that you've been wanting all along is just the feeling that you get from relationships. Maybe it's not even about the person. Maybe it was about the validation that they would give you. Maybe it's about they would make you feel confident, they made you feel wanted. But if you can make yourself feel confident, you're going to realize, this person came along, whatever, I don't really need them. They're not really up to my standards. I'm already fine on my own. Isn't that so much better than needing a partner for validation? So that's what I'll say. So you're getting basically a 2-for-1 deal. You're giving back to yourself, making yourself feel great, and people are going to come in, flocking in, seeing how attractive you are. So pile 1, that is what I'll leave you with. I really hope that this helps you, and I encourage you to check out those other podcasters, like I said. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and if you want to book a private reading with me, there's a link down below to my shop. I think the cheapest one is about $10. It's just a 3-card reading, but between me, you and me, even though it's just 3 cards, no matter what, I'm going to make sure you get the answer that you want. It's not going to be half-assed. So if you're interested in a private reading or want a reading about your specific situation, feel free to check those out, but that is everything that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Alright, pile 2. If you chose the Passion card, then this is the reading for you. Now, I can kind of tell off the bat just looking at these cards that this is going to be something that doesn't resonate with a lot of people. I think that this is for a very select group because it's a very unique reading. So if this doesn't really sound like you, it could be that you need to go back to the beginning and choose a different pile. But I'm getting a sense from these cards that this reading is for those of you who have just been really unhappy with your current way of life. And maybe what you think of your manifestation or your goal is maybe in your mind, for instance, you've been holding in this idea that I just need this career and this amount of money and then I'll be happy. But what you've really been searching for is a sense of fulfillment that you think whatever it is that you're looking for is going to give you. You've for instance, hold in your mind, because I have a sense that this is going to be different for all of you, but you've had this idea of this specific goal that you need to reach. Ask yourself, what would reaching that goal make you feel? And can that be something that you feel from something else? Does it have to be this certain goal? Because, for money, for instance, a lot of times people are trying to manifest money, but what they're just trying to get from that is the feeling money gives them, which is the feeling of comfort, security, the ability to get what they want easily. So for you, what I've been seeing is I think that you've been feeling really lost and you're searching for happiness. And you're very unhappy with where you currently are. And the first thing that you need to ask yourself is, what do you actually want about life? Because what I'm seeing in these cards is what you need is actually a full-on flip. You need to start over. You need a move of some kind, whether it's physically or maybe in your job. But you have a lot of these cards about walking away from something that's no longer fulfilling you. And in this end goal, where you have step 3, you have intuition in the 6 of Pentacles. And I know I'm going out of order, but it'll make sense in the end. You have intuition in the 6 of Pentacles, and that leads me to believe that intuitively, you know what would truly fulfill you. And it's not this life that's been laid out for you. It's not what other people have told you that you're meant to be doing. With the 6 of Pentacles, I think what you're truly passionate about, what you care about, is giving back to others. I think there's this podcast episode that I'm going to direct you to, and I talk about him all the time, but it's Leo Skeppy. He has a podcast called Aware and Aggravated, and there's a specific episode I think that you'll be really interested in. It's called Things Money Can't Buy. Because there's a lot of things money can buy, but one of the things that he gets into is it can't give you the feeling that what you do in this life matters. It can't make you feel fulfilled. It can't make you feel like you're giving back to others in a meaningful way. And I think something that really truly means something to you is helping others. It's feeling like what you're actually doing matters. And I know I'm repeating myself here, but I'm trying to convey the point properly. But I was listening to this podcast last night, and it was about this guy who, I'm not a Christian, but I am interested in a lot of different topics. And he was talking about Christianity and how he found faith. And he basically said that he was going through the motions. He was drinking with his friends and partying. And he just looked around and he was like, is this all there is? Is this all there is to life? And then, he found the church and religion and faith, and suddenly it opened up doors in his mind. And he started helping people. He started working nonprofits, and that's what really gave him purpose. And I feel like for you, you might be going through something right now where maybe you have the money, maybe you've got the house or the apartment and the car, and you're looking around and you're like, is this really all there is? I've gotten everything that I want, but I'm just not happy here. And it's because your heart is telling you there is a deeper purpose that you're meant to follow in this life. And it's not just acquiring material things. And I think that like I said, I'm leaving it a little bit vague because it's a general reading. I think it's going to be slightly different for all of you. But I get the sense that if you're drawn to this pile and this is resonating, you're somebody who loves feeling like what you do has a purpose, like what you do has meaning. And I think giving back to others is something that you could really enjoy. And I think it's a very scary idea to leave behind everything that you know and everything that you've built. But if you look around, you already know you're unhappy. You know these things aren't really giving back to you, and maybe it's scary to leave behind this current job. But ask yourself, wouldn't you rather be doing something meaningful with your life? I think this feeling state that you've been searching for, this happiness, this fulfillment, you can't find it where you are right now. And so Spirit is kind of nudging you along and saying, maybe it's time for a change. Maybe it's time to move. I'm getting these ideas in my head, like maybe you, I doubt the vast majority of people here watching this video are Christian or, traditionally religious, because if you're watching a tarot reading, you might not be. But there's things that I know a lot of Christians do living in America, because they would all post it on their Instagram. But, mission trips, which I don't know if I technically agree with, but, if it's helping people, then it's helping people. But, when they go out and they build schools or build homes, I think for you, maybe it's something along those lines. Maybe it's helping a nonprofit. Maybe it's helping the homeless. Maybe it's helping addicts. Maybe it's helping children. Whatever it is, I feel like, with this Six of Pentacles, you see this rich man feeding the poor. And with the intuition card, it just leads me to believe that there is a passion deep within you that wants to be fulfilled. It wants to be pursued. And it has to do with giving back to others and having a deeper purpose, something meaningful. Because it's not just about nourishing these other people. It's about nourishing your own soul, nourishing yourself. And your soul hasn't been nourished. Because I see with, you have step 1, step 2, and step 3 in order to achieve your goal. Step 1 is realizing where your happiness actually lies. It's not where you are right now. With the 9 of Wands, you're holding onto your wand and you're like, that's what she said. You're holding onto this wand and you're like, well, I have this thing that everybody has around me. Everybody else has got their wand. Why isn't it making me feel fulfilled? And you're looking off to the side and you realize, oh, what's over that hill? What's over in that direction? Maybe there's something over there. Even though I thought I just needed this wand and this will make me happy, maybe there's something over there that'll make me happy. And then step 2, you have the illumination moment, the realization moment, and the 8 of Cups. And you see that's when this guy is leaving. He's leaving behind all these cups that were empty. And you see these golden cups. Maybe that's money, maybe that's the cars, the home, the job, the security. He's leaving it behind, and to others it's like, oh my God, that's a perfectly good cup. But to you, all you see is it's empty. It was empty to you. All that stuff, all that material wealth, that wasn't giving you what you wanted. And you had this realization, so you're walking away. And then you have this intuition card. And there's a saying that I like to say that's like, your intuition, oh God, I came up with it and it's so good, but I can never remember how to properly say it. But it's something along the lines of like, if you're on a ship and everything around you is foggy, the only thing that you have to lead you is your compass. And that's your intuition. Your intuition is the compass. And as long as you follow that, you follow what feels right to you, you follow what your gut tells you to do, you follow what your heart wants you to do, that's going to lead you in the right direction. And that's what's going to lead you to this true fulfillment, which is this purpose, giving back to others. this purpose of doing something actually meaningful in this life. And so I think that there's this journey that you're meant to go on, but the first step is realizing you're not happy where you are right now. You know, there's something out there for you that you actually want to pursue. Something that's actually meaningful to you beyond these wands or these cups or, the money, the cars, because none of that fulfills you. And I think if you look at yourself right now, you feel very empty. You know, it's like I said with that example where the guy looked around and he's like, is this all there is? You know, this drinking, this partying, there's got to be something deeper. And something that we all long for is connection, meaning, and a deeper purpose, feeling like we're actually contributing something to the world. You know, nobody's ever happy just blowing money, just wasting away. They want to feel like they matter. And that's why I encourage you, check out that video that I said by Leo Skeppy. It was an episode called Things Money Can't Buy. I think that'll be really meaningful to you because he gets into a lot of different things that we all long for, but it's things that we have to go out and fulfill ourselves. It's not something that, society tells us like all you need is the money, the house, the family, and you'll be set, you'll be fulfilled, but it's not true. I mean, those are things that make us comfortable. They're things that we need to keep a roof over our head and to feed ourselves and provide for our family, but that's not necessarily what the purpose of being a human being is, So, pile 2, that is everything that I have for you. I feel like this journey is going to be something that you guide yourself through. It's going to be something that you need to follow your intuition through. So really listen to it, maybe meditate on it or journal about it or speak aloud to yourself and figure out what does your heart actually want? What direction do you want to go in life next? Because you're kind of at this stalemate where it's like, do I just keep on for the next decade doing what I've been doing, or do I make a change now and hopefully find the life that I'm really longing for? So that's everything that I have for you. If you want a personal reading from me, there's a link down in the description to my shop. I think the cheapest one is about $10, but even though it's just a 3-card reading, I guarantee that you will always get the answer that you're searching for, even if it's a nice short reading. So I encourage you to check those out. It helps me out a ton because I am trying to buy a car. I really want a Subaru. But, we'll see. I'm going to go to the dealership later today. But yeah, if you want to support me, you enjoyed this reading, thumbs up, subscribe, maybe even check out those readings because I put a lot of work and pride into what I do. But that is everything that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. All right, pile 3, last but certainly not least. You have a very specific reading. So I don't expect this to resonate with a lot of people because it's a very specific message. It's also not really in alignment with what this video is about, because this video is about what is your goal or your desire that you're trying to manifest, and what are the steps to getting there. Yours is interesting. I mean, it's definitely a reading, but it'll make sense as I go. But it seems like you're not quite sure what you want, but you want to change. I think that's why it trips me up, because it's not like a solid concrete, like this is the goal. It's more like this is what you need to do, and also what you need to do is leaving behind a specific person. So I think from these cards, I can tell that you're somebody who has been, and this might step on some toes, so I never try to say anything to offend anybody. I say it to be as honest as possible about what I'm seeing, but it seems like there might be some codependency issues with somebody in your life. It seems like there is somebody who, the word leech came to mind, like they're leeching off of you, maybe energy, maybe happiness, maybe even money, but it's somebody who's not a positive influence in your life anymore. And I feel like you're the kind of person who's very kind, who's very healing, and you want the best for this person, and you want to look at them and say, deep down they're a very good person, but right now they're doing more harm than good. And so this reading is actually about you getting out of this situation, because this situation is not serving you. In fact, it's doing harm. And I think this goal here, maybe what you've been trying to manifest or what you've really been wanting is I want to be happy, I want to be independent, I want to be self-sufficient, I think happy is just the biggest word coming to mind. But you can't, and maybe there's certain things that you want to go after, but you can't as long as this person is here. Because I used the imagery of the leech. But I'm also imagining, like, imagine you're standing here and you want to run a marathon, like that's your goal, or you want to get to that mountain over there. You're like, I really want to go there. But this person is quite literally a ball and chain that keeps you stuck to one spot. And so you have to ask yourself, like, have you been suppressing your needs and desires and your goals and what you want to do in this life because you have this other person weighing you down? And I know there might be a lot of guilt here about, like, well, I know that they need me. They don't. Every person has the ability to be self-sustaining and independent. And whoa, a big, big, big vulture just flew by. I don't know if that's like symbolic for you in any way, but I don't know. It was like right by my window, which is really, really weird. But what I was gonna say is, I feel like you might be the type of person to make excuses for this person because you care. You're a very caring person, but I think this person's also taking advantage of you. And an example that I wanted to give you, which may or may not resonate with all of you, but okay, I listened to this guy, Leo Skeppy. This is now the third time in this video that I've talked about him, but he is a really great podcaster. But he talked about how when he was a nurse, there was this guy who was quadriplegic, paralyzed from the neck down, like fully could not move his body, could only move his mouth, maybe his neck a little bit. And this guy would have Leo, who was his nurse at the time, put like a little pencil in his mouth so that he could tap a screen with his chin, and taught himself how to code, taught himself how, like, put himself through school, learned how to be self-sufficient, even as a fully paralyzed person. And if that doesn't make you think, like, no matter where we are in life, we can take care of ourselves as grown damn adults, like, there is no excuse. Look at this person and ask, are they really codependent? Do they really need you? Do they have a fully functioning body? Or even if they don't, do they have the right to tie you down? No, they don't. You are not indebted to this person, no matter what you think. And it's a toxic relationship. Because Spirit is quite literally showing that, I mean, you have the ghost card. And if you know what ghosting is, it means to quite literally, like, cut somebody off, to move away, to not speak to this person anymore. And it's clarified by the Nine of Pentacles reversed, which is a deeply insecure person. That's why I use the word leech, is like, they're deeply insecure, they have a lot of limiting beliefs, maybe they exert a lot of control over you. I'm not a psychologist, so I'm not throwing out any terms, but the term that came to mind is narcissist. Now, I'm not diagnosing anything, but it just seems to me that this is somebody who's doing a lot more harm than good to you and holding you back from what you desire, and that's not right. Somebody that truly loves you isn't going to hold you back from what you want to do in this life. Like, my girlfriend, I love her so much. We've been together 2.5 years, and I want us to live together, I want us to get married, I want us to have a life, but we're also very young. And if she decided that she wanted to go backpack across Europe by herself, or if she decided she wanted to go to school on the other side of the country, it would break my heart, but I would never hold her back from that, because I recognize she is her own person who is deserving of following whatever desires that she has and having any life that she wants to live. Because we all only have this one life. Maybe you believe in reincarnation, but we only remember the one life. And we should not be indebted to other people throughout it. And so, for you, do you feel like you're constantly suppressing what you want to do, saying, oh, I'll do that a year from now, or I'll do it 3 years from now, or I'll get to it eventually, because right now I need my focus to be on this person? That's not right. And I know that there's going to be a lot of guilt and things to work through, but you don't deserve to have this power, have this person having power over you and having control over you. Because the first step is cutting off their control and saying, I am my own independent person. I can't be overextending myself like this anymore. This isn't a healthy relationship. I don't want to be dependent on you, and vice versa. The next step you have here is Magic and the Hermit reversed. I think that you are going to be somebody who really flourishes when you can be independent, but there's going to be a big learning curve. There might be some feelings of withdrawal because now you have this new version of life to live, and you've never lived life without this person. It's so different. So there's going to be a lot of adjustment. It might feel like a sense of loneliness, but there's this magic that comes out of it because it's the direction that you're meant to go in. You were never meant to be rooted in one spot forever. You were never meant to be tied down by one person forever. And finally, the third step, you have the anger card and the Seven of Swords. And I think this is a bit drastic. I think that your spirit guides put this here to show that you will get to a point where you'll be very mad at this person because you recognize just how much they were stealing from you, just how much they were betraying you and leeching off of you and holding you back. And when you get some distance from this person, you see things from a different perspective, and suddenly you're going to realize that they aren't this helpless person. They aren't this person that needed you or they were going to fall apart. They were saying all that to keep you down, to keep you controlled. And that's when you're going to be really upset, because you're going to have these realizations that I wasted all this time on you, thinking I had to be there, thinking I was doing the right thing. And you were just holding me back and making me wait longer to achieve what it is that I truly desire out of this life. And so that's what I kind of meant by like, this is a bit of a weird reading, because it's not concrete like steps 1, 2, and 3 to get to this specific goal. It's very much convoluted and wrapped up and mixed around, and I think that really reminds me of the relationship you have with this person, because I'm almost imagining like two snakes who are so coiled together, like you can't tell them apart and they can't escape from each other. But you have to unwind yourself. You have to be able to walk away. And I know it's scary, but with the Magic card, I think there's a beautiful future waiting for you, and there's a lot of things that you're meant to pursue in this life. But the first step to doing that is moving on from this person. So, pile 3, I know that this is a very difficult reading. I don't expect this to be something that you do overnight, but I can only wish you the best of luck along your journey, and I really hope that you can achieve everything that you want to. That is everything that I have for you. I will say, if you want to purchase a personal reading from me, there's a link to my shop down in the description below. I think they're pretty cheap. The cheapest one is like $10, but even though the cheapest one is only 3 cards, I can guarantee you that you will get the answer you're looking for. I'm never gonna go like, ... purchase another reading. No, I always go above and beyond for my clients. I put a lot of passion and hard work into what I do, and I love what I do. So if you want to support me, if you enjoy these readings, you like my channel, maybe consider booking private reading with me, but not forced, just, encouraged, of course, because I can vouch for them. They're pretty good, but, do whatever you please. So that is everything that I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.